Hello, my name is Damon Wilson, and today we'll be going over the events that led to the crash of United Airlines Flight 173. When discussing the positive and negative factors with CRM in association with this event, we would like to focus on the crew, air traffic controllers, and emergency services, and some maintenance in this situation. When discussing closed-loop communication, there appeared to be good communication overall. However, the appearance of good communication was, unfortunately, the reason for the off-runway crash. During the situation, the crew remained calm and collected and worked together to resolve concerns. The pilot openly communicated with the air traffic controller to explain that there was an issue with the landing gear and needed more time in a holding pattern to verify the issue and resolve it. When the crew identified that there was going to be a crash, they immediately told the travelers to brace and prepare themselves for a positive outcome. Though this appeared to be positive at the start, the investigation would show that issues in team culture and etiquette caused the accident. The air traffic controllers worked with the crew to coordinate supportive efforts and immediately contacted EMS when there was a reported emergency. Emergency services, unfortunately, had a slow reporting time where the media arrived on location before those services, which added to the confusion. Maintenance played a factor in this situation because a rusted bolt, what was caused the initial concern, and eventually led to this crash. So what caused the crew's loss of situational awareness? This was the question of the investigation. But the investigation showed that the captain lost situational awareness and had key issues in his perception of the situation that led to this crash directly. His target fixation on a light led him to be more concerned about the landing gear than the fuel levels. He then continued to disregard other crew's concerns about the larger issue, which was fuel. He also disregarded electrical warnings and physical indicators that could have provided him adequate judgment to land the plane on this calm and clear day. The main cause of this crash, less than 6 miles from the airport, was the pilot's failure to maintain situational awareness of all factors associated with the situation. He directly ignored information that could have improved outcomes, such as the mechanical indicators of the landing gear being locked. His hyper-focus directly led to the incident where even landing on a runway with faulty landing gear had a more positive outcome possibility than landing off-site. Other factors negatively affecting the outcome was the first officer's reliance on the hyper-fixated captain's ability to make the appropriate decision with low fuel. The engineer also did not directly tell the captain that the fuel was an emergency and suggested that they only did not have the capability to maintain flight with the fuel levels. The engineer also was not stern about the mechanical indicators and explaining that the known factors show that there's less of a risk making a landing with faulty landing gear over crashing due to the lack of fuel. The clear threat in this situation was the captain's inability to see the whole picture of the situation. Secondary to that was the crew's inability to persuade the captain to make the final approach in a successful landing. Errors associated with the flight was the rusted bolt that caused a jarring noise, which led to the captain's hyperfixation on the landing gear. This issue is more on the resist principle and that there needs to be a closed-loop communication and action on those communications to improve outcomes. This was the crash that stimulated growth and the need for a new program. That program was CRM. This helped with the open communication and tactful correction in stressful situations. The outcome and results of this incident was the framework and integration of crew resource management. They found a series of events that could have been avoided after this crash and the need to implement this program. Some other secondary improvements to training also led to increased certifications to validate understanding of policies and procedures. Lastly, there was a level of assertiveness training for supporting crew members to be more aggressive in emergency situations to improve the outcome across all factors of flight and safety. Please review the associated references for more information on this event. Thank you for your time, and yet again, I am Damon Wilson, and we went over the events of United Airlines Flight 173.